All right. Welcome to the AAA podcast. I am Alex Radke, and I'm with Aaron Wagenheim and Adam Ives. And today, we're just going to, as our first episode, we're going to give some insight on who we are and kind of our lifestyle and our lives. And then we'll get into some topics.
Indeed. Yep. So I'm Aaron. We're all high school students.
Going into our junior year.
So beyond that, the reason we started this podcast actually is because we feel like the three of us have our own passions that are kind of beyond school and like beyond the topics that we are able to study in school. And we thought this would be a really good outlet for us to talk about that and just have a fun time talking about that and hanging out. Mm-hmm. So for me, like basically my passions are business and entrepreneurship. So like right now I'm really into digital marketing and lead generation, business to business stuff, as well as e-commerce and drop shipping. Adam, you want to say something?
So, I'm mainly into like music and music production and just writing music in general. I play in a band called The Troubled Times. We're a metalcore band, and I'm just super into creating music and mixing music, just anything music related. I'm also into photography and videography a little bit, but music is my main passion, and I think that helped with having that definitely helped like having the resources to start this podcast, because
for sure
microphones and being able to use Logic fine and stuff like that. So
yeah, exactly. Adam brought the equipment, had the equipment basically, so it was pretty easy to set this up.
So easy to get
appreciate that. And we kind of just started this as just like as a group between us three. We all kind of have common interests, and we definitely think very, very similarly. Mm-hmm. And I think it's a good fit. Mm-hmm.
Some things you might like hear on this podcast is just us talking about things that we're currently dealing with or doing. Adam could be talking about his music. I could be talking about business. Alex, we could be talking about sports. We could be talking about fashion. Really anything like that that you want to hear. And we're gonna try to. This is our first episode.
Yeah,
we're gonna try to do some episodes maybe once a week. We'll see how we do with the school year, but we're gonna try to keep it on a schedule that we can have some with the three of us, have some guests on. We have some friends that definitely want to do it. Jack Power, Julian Clark, our boys, who can definitely bring some interesting topics to the table. And
just get into a consistent schedule. And as of now, it is August 20th on a Tuesday, so that's kind of our starting date.
Finishing up summer,
first episode. Yeah, exactly. We go back to school on the 28th.
29th, I think.
29th, something like that. So starting kind of early, which kind of sucks. But we're just going to try to get into a rhythm and a flow. And basically what I'm interested in, mostly I love basketball, all aspects of that, and kind of sports in general, exercise, fitness. And I am getting into music production kind of through Adam. Mm-hmm. Definitely interested in that. I love photography. And
we should have Nigel on the show. We should totally have Nigel on the show.
Definitely, that's our friend.
He could talk about some of his stuff that he's working on, because he's kind of like,
he's very,
if you don't know him,
production.
he's kind of just like hidden, and you wouldn't expect that.
Extremely introverted.
But like he's got some really good stuff, and he's definitely talented.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So he would be a good person to have on the show.
Yeah.
Nige, if you're listening, hit us up.
Yeah, definitely. And we all. I guess fashion and just cultural kind of stuff. Like I'm all into that. But I guess we're just gonna test this out and see where it goes.
Yeah. So let's do it.
Totally. All right. Maybe we should talk about something that I think we all know a little bit about, which would be the law of attraction. Definitely. Everybody familiar with that?
Yes.
Let's just refresh
all
it a little
right.
bit.
The law of attraction is pretty much, if you're going to put it as,
The
If you
simplest
put
way
your
to
mind
put
to
it.
something, if you have a goal in mind, and if you put your mind to it and work your hardest towards it, that goal will you'll be able to get to your goal. So that goal can be anything. It could be making money. It could be building a relationship with someone. It could be really getting out of your current living situation. Really any goal that you have, the law of attraction can fit into that, and it really comes with hard work.
Yeah.
And I think that the interesting thing is, like, that's such a great thing to live by. And in most cases, or in all cases that I've seen, if you work hard enough, it will actually happen.
Yeah.
And what really sucks is that school, I've never heard anything about the law of attraction in school.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah, it's
nobody talks about anything beyond just like work hard on your homework and then bring it in tomorrow when it's due and all that kind of stuff. And nobody's like, work hard for a long-term goal that you're passionate about and that can come true. It's
Yeah.
just
yeah.
kind of like,
I mean, it's definitely more of a psychological type thing, but I mean, you've probably heard there's different aspects of law of attraction, like, but yeah, the main one is really it's mindset.
Yeah.
If you have the mindset that you're gonna do whatever possible to reach a certain level of success, whatever you find that you want to see yourself doing, you definitely raise the odds and chances that you'll do it if you just work your ass off. And
the definition is actually, the law of attraction is the belief that positive or negative thoughts bring positive or negative experiences into a person's life.
exactly,
So that's basically, it doesn't even say anything about a mindset or work ethic, but
it's just like energy, how you carry
it's
yourself.
it's really about energy. It's kind of a karma thing too. If
Yeah.
you're always doing nice things and that'll be positive, then something good will happen to you.
Exactly.
If that's what you want. If you're doing bad things to somebody or just in general,
It's kind of like a reap what you sow
then it's not going to be
type thing.
then it's not going to be a positive thing.
And it's also, if you think a certain way, surround yourself with people who think a similar way,
Yeah.
you're a lot more likely to be attracted. Literally, that's the law of attraction. You're going to be attracted to people who think similar to you, believe similar to you, and have similar goals to you. And
I definitely think this is really important for like
definitely aspiring teenagers.
yeah,
Sure.
who are like into things that aren't necessarily the norm or as popular, like, you know, entrepreneurship
Completely.
or music or anything that's like
You
not
just-
the norm to be like
especially
really
at your
passionate
age.
about.
Especially at your
Yeah.
age.
It's
Exactly.
almost like if you have a goal and you bring it up to an adult and they're like, yeah, focus on school first. They kind of
Yeah,
give you that
exactly.
kind of answer.
Yeah.
No, really, you should focus on what you want to do and take small steps to get there. Don't, like, I guess.
Especially at an age, like, for me, I've kind of realized this, like, I'm 16 years old and I have these goals of creating these big businesses or just being very successful in my life. And ideally, well, like, at the end of the day, what I do, I just want to change the world and make it a better place for the most people I can. And whether that's creating something that, obviously, I'm probably not going to solve cancer, but, just like creating a solution to a problem that a lot of people face is definitely my goal.
Yeah.
But at my age right now, where I'm working towards that goal, I have nothing to lose. Literally, I live in my parents' house. They give me food. They give me money. Like, I'll make my own money for little things that I want to buy, But I don't have, like, bills to pay. I don't have food to put on the table, So, like, now's the time to get started. If you have a goal that you want to achieve, then
Certainly.
there's no reason you shouldn't start in your teens.
Yeah, absolutely.
To all kids who may watch this, our friends,
Older or
but
younger than
especially-
us. really.
Yeah. If you're a teenager and you have aspiring dreams, don't settle for something lower. Don't sell yourself short just because someone told you to do so. Like, the law of attraction, karma, all things considered like that, they definitely are motivating to help you get up early in the morning, get your ass to working,
Yeah.
like those little theories, whether they be true or not, just having that mindset that's your mindset, like you're way ahead of half the other people that.
And that'll make you a better person in so many aspects too.
Yeah.
Like if you're focused on your thing, and like let's say for me, I'm focused on business. That this past year that I've really been focused on it, I've become a better student because I'm more focused on one goal. Like it doesn't really. I've found a way for it not to like take away from my schoolwork, but for me to still be able to focus on it, because since I know how to work hard towards a goal, even if I haven't gotten to my goal yet, which I haven't, but I've been able to put hard work in and do things to just learn from my experiences and mistakes. That makes me a better student because I can know that failure is part of the whole process, and I've experienced that firsthand, but I also know what a little bit of success feels like. And just like having that as a student is such a valuable thing that just never comes from school and any level of education. Maybe college, but really that'd be a rare thing in college.
Exactly. And it's like the small amounts of success that you find in what you're doing that help keep you motivated to reach higher levels. And especially, yeah, as what to Aaron said, just having that mindset, having that goal, it just helps you in almost all aspects of everything else, like how you are as a person, like your positivity, your attitude. And if you're motivated to get to that college, to go to that college, to do that major, it'll keep you motivated in school to get those grades.
Totally. All right, Alex, what is something that, like, for you, like, I know, like, you have a lot of interests and you haven't really found your thing yet, but like, is it do you think working out is like kind of that thing where the law of attraction helps you, or basketball, or like?
Oh, yeah, good point. I honestly use stuff like that. Like, I mean, you're kind of, Adam's into music. That's kind of his thing. Aaron's kind of into entrepreneurship, business. I haven't really figured out that one individual thing that I'm like super into. So I'm hoping this upcoming junior year I could kind of figure that out. But most of the time when I use that, it's just like, I'm almost looking to find an opportunity, whether it be with sports, like fitness education, like or even like music production, photography, business. Like if I just have the mindset that I want to find people that can help me become successful, and I just have that drive to keep going, like keep doing what you're doing, and hopefully you'll get the reward, like you'll benefit from it in some way. And just having that mindset definitely helps.
And do you think like you could see yourself, because like we've kind of set goals, but do you have like goals that you see in all those different things? Because like, since you haven't really picked one, which is obviously completely fine, do you have like goals that you could see in each little thing that you're interested in?
Yeah, I mean, basketball, as you know, or if you don't know, it's a very, very competitive sport. It's, I'm not selling myself short, but I don't know if I see a future if I played in college, after college.
As an athlete.
Exactly, because that's hard to do. But I could definitely see myself going into managing like sports or wellness or fitness, because I'm super into that. Like becoming a trainer, like a coach, maybe. Maybe not, but definitely like a trainer, or just like, there's also, I'm into like psychology and people. I'm a big people person.
I think that for like young athletes, especially, there's so many talented young athletes that don't make it to the professional level,
it's
because
very hard to separate yourself.
It's just like insane how competitive sports are. I think something that should be taught to young athletes is to learn, when you're a talented young athlete that could star in high school, maybe play in college, to really pay attention to the part of the process, like the behind the scenes process, like pay attention to what your trainers are doing, pay attention to everything, how scouts reach out to you, how at every step of the process, your high school basketball coach, your, even before that, like middle school coaches, and anybody who's ever taught you. Because if you want like if you're a basketball player, if you want basketball to be part of your life, not to like be like that guy that says this, but like there's, unless you're like very, very talented or something, it's going to be very hard to make it into the...
Be humble.
Yeah. It's going to be
In
very hard
everything
to
you do.
make it into a professional level. And who knows? If you do, that's really amazing. And like, congratulations for
Of course.
working your ass off all those years. But if you want that to be part of your life as when you're older, there's always going to be opportunities to become coaches or trainers, and you could be even more happy with that because there's more longevity in the career.
Exactly.
You could be a trainer until you're like in your 60s or 70s, really, as long as you still know how to make your players really good. You can't be an athlete for that long.
Exactly.
And then you get to really you get to see athletes grow up, and like I think that like that's something that should be stressed so much more in like high school and college.
Yeah.
To athletes who are...
And to anyone around this age, keep your options open. Like
True.
have a backup plan. Like, I mean,
it's different for certain people.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. If you have the resources, do it, then do it. But say you're trying to get to the NBA, like you need, like, if you play basketball in college, you should find something that you can do after. If you don't go to the NBA, if you don't play overseas,
This is why such a big topic that I feel strongly about that doesn't affect me in any way is the whole like NCAA. You guys know like Destroying and like all these YouTube channels that were NCAA athletes that got like kicked off their teams or their scholarships revoked for making money online or anything like that.
I haven't heard of that.
It's literally it pisses me off so much because the NCAA makes, obviously they're giving these guys free college. They make billions. Zion Williamson, he wasn't affected by it because
when you're
I
that
don't know.
good,
He was there for a year. He was but they made Duke and the NCAA made so much money off of him, and it's ridiculous.
He didn't even get paid a cent for it.
Yeah, and like maybe I think the ideal way is for it to balance so that NCAA gives you a free education and free coaching in college, whatever, and then maybe if you want to make money online, maybe you give them a percentage, but you can't. You should not have to give them all of that money.
And if they get a basketball scholarship, they go to Duke or like a powerhouse college that's primarily basketball, and say they get a career-ending injury, what are they gonna do now?
Exactly.
Like,
There's no fallback.
Exactly. They always should have a second option.
And like even most college athletes are not even going to go professional. That's the thing. Exactly. And not letting these guys who have talent in other things, if they're a creator or if they are smart with a computer and they can build websites or build a business, and not letting them do that, that's just so stupid and ignorant. And it just, like, I know there's definitely people advocating for a change, and like people are suing the NCAA over it, and so it's definitely going somewhere, but it should not have gotten this far to the point where, I mean, Destroying is the one that I can think of because he's very public about it. Yeah. But like basically what he was a college kicker for UCF, and he was making YouTube videos for maybe a year or two in college, and then all of a sudden NCAA like kicked him off or took his scholarship away. He didn't have enough money to pay for college, or he didn't really want to pay for college, and he's probably, I see the NFL in his future. He's only maybe 24, maybe 23. He's a really good athlete. He's always grinding. He still makes YouTube videos. He's on a CFL team, which is Canadian Football League, the Toronto Argonauts. He's just a practice player for them, but still, like he's very talented athlete. So I don't know. It's just kind of very, very stupid by the NCAA.
Yeah. I mean, definitely some takeaways is keep your options open. Be humble. Stay positive, and don't sell yourself short. Yeah, and this is true for, of course, not just basketball, like all other things. Like if you're passionate, for example, from my end of the spectrum, like music, and you're trying to, it's very difficult in this day and age to make it in the music business. So it's definitely important. To Spotify, Apple Music, thanks to all the streaming services for like ruining like musicians getting paid. So like you gotta like
you gotta like have skills, or like it's important to like look at, you know, having skills in other aspects of music, like for example music production, like, you know, working in studios, and like also doing sound for like live shows or lighting or something. But like
versatility is definitely.
Yeah, exactly. Just figuring out ways, you know, that you could do something on the side. Like, you always want to have your main. I mean, if you're trying to, you know, do what I'm doing, which is like be like a touring musician of some sort, like it's always important to have like other things that you can do to make money and just make like go forward in what you're trying to do. That may not necessarily be like your main thing. So like, you know, like I said, like doing stuff in like the studio, or like lighting or sound or anything music related. Maybe
making
like
beats for people.
Yeah, making
like,
beats for people. Like,
even if you just know how to use Logic a little bit, and making beats for like SoundCloud rappers that pay you $20 a beat, like you could make a little bit off of that, and just that can help. I was talking to my cousin who she's out of college. She's 28 now. She's a musician, and she's like a freelance musician, makes her own music, singer-songwriter. And she went to college for music, but also I think something like music business or something. And she was saying how there were kids that she minored in business, I think, and there were kids that just majored in music. And what happens is they're great musicians and they get to focus on that, but they don't know how to brand themselves or do any of that stuff.
That's true.
She was working on her website, and she was like, yeah, I know how to do this because they taught me how to do this in school. And even now it's changing. They didn't teach us about Spotify and Apple Music because that wasn't in the game back then. So it's a constantly changing game, and the best musicians are going to be the ones who know how to utilize social media and utilize everything digital to promote their music.
Yeah.
You really do have to treat your music like a business these days. It's just very important. And that's why it has been helpful for me to like I'm glad I got to know Aaron pretty well, because I think he's helped me on like the business side of stuff when it comes to music and giving me tips and shit. So like, you know, it's just you gotta put yourself out there. It's a very important part of the music game, is just putting yourself out there, which is, you know, hard for me to do because I take myself for being a pretty shy person. So like, but you just gotta like push yourself to get past the boundaries of like being just like someone who can play music. You gotta, you know, put yourself out there as someone who can play music.
And anyone who's like a public figure of any sort or trying to be a public figure should put themselves on as many branch out in as many ways as possible. Like, so like if you're a musician, you should be very active on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. Starting a podcast is another thing for you to people to be able to kind of get to know you in a little way of listening to you and maybe fellow musicians talking and stuff like that. Like, I mean, we're just kind of starting this for fun, but it could
see where it goes.
Yeah, we could totally see where it goes. And like, podcasting is a huge thing in personal branding. I know people who have very big personal brands, and their podcasts have led to some of that success because there's a lot of listeners, and it's free content, free value. So it's definitely a great thing. Like, if you're trying to make it in any industry, or if you're an athlete, if you're a musician, really anything, starting a podcast, and just talking about something that you know about, it can help your career so much.
In any career, like what you said, self-marketing is like a really very, very valuable skill, definitely, because the world is becoming so digital that it's almost essential that you can separate yourself from every other aspiring kid who's trying to do the same thing as you.
Completely.
Because there's so many people trying to do the exact same thing as you.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I just want to say this. I don't know. We're like 20 minutes in, 30 minutes in. What is that? 25 minutes in. Okay.
Not bad.
Starting a podcast is like not. I want to know what you guys think so far.
Yeah, definitely.
I think we should, because this is our first episode. You guys, the
Viewers,
listeners should let us know what you think. But what do you guys?
I mean,
I think this is pretty fun.
I'm a little biased, obviously, but I thought we'd do a lot worse. I did not expect us to go 25 minutes into our first thing, but I guess.
And there's still so much more to talk about.
Exactly,
That's the thing.
Yeah, as you continue to talk and generate ideas, it just flows.
We've literally gone over like maybe like one thing.
One of the topics that we wanted to talk about.
And like so there's definitely more coming. You guys have to know that.
Yeah.
It's
It's a stupid saying, but time flies when you're having fun.
and I think there's only room to improve. That's the thing. Like the more we do this, the better we're gonna get. The less we're gonna mumble and stumble on our words.
Yeah.
Like we're just gonna
let
have.
us know what
We're
you
gonna be
think.
more comfortable speaking.
if you have topics you want us to cover, you should let us know.
And
definitely.
if you want to be a guest on the show,
Mhm.
Hit us up.
we're definitely
We're
looking
definitely
for
open.
people.
Certainly.
Just if you come on the show, just
Bring-
know that
bring-
you have to bring like
bring
a
something
topic
to the table.
that you have to
Yeah.
know about and that you want to talk about, because we're not just gonna have people on here just for shits and giggles,
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. What else?
Yeah. No. Definitely. Also, constructive criticism, please. Like.
Yeah, let us
critique
know for like if
'cause-
there's something you want us to do that we're not doing.
Exactly. Yeah.
If you can't
it
hear
just-
it, like the audio should be really good,
It
and
should be
that's
pretty
like the
good.
biggest thing. This is where we have like this step up from like 90% of podcasts, because I've
Yeah.
listened to podcasts where I just have to turn it off because it sounds so shit.
Yeah.
And audio
podcasts
in
are
general-
all about the audio.
in general, for media consumption, audio is so much more important than video.
Yeah, absolutely.
Certainly.
So yeah, we're filming this. We're gonna put it up on YouTube. We might also put it on podcast streaming
Yeah,
service.
we'll see.
Yeah.
If
So-
you want to Instagram DM me in terms of like sound tips or something, because like I'm doing most of like the technical stuff when it comes to like the mics and sound and stuff. So if like you have any tips for me, just let me know.
And like
Yeah.
we said, I mean, anyone who's interested, just hit either me and Aaron up. It doesn't matter, and we can figure something out.
Totally. So maybe we finish it off just saying thanks for listening, sticking around for 27 minutes so far.
I really hope you guys watch this whole thing.
I had so much
Yeah,
fun doing this,
this
and
was super
this is
fun.
gonna be really, really fun.
Yeah, just
Everybody, let's say our Instagrams.
Yeah.
Alex Radke. Everything is normal, but the E is a 3.
Fancy, nice, very nice.
It's very easy.
Mine is at AARRNW. That's it.
Yeah.
Radke is RADKE.
Yeah. Mine is Adam E. Ives, no space or caps or whatever.
And yeah, shoot us a follow, get in touch with us.
When we put this,
Most
on
of you
YouTube
guys
and
listening are
Snapchat-
probably our friends too.
Yeah,
So you
exactly.
guys are gonna be like, you guys are so weird for this, but you know what? Whatever.
Hey,
we
watch us
literally
blow
don't give a
up.
fucking shit.
Yeah.
So
All right.
Um,
Well, I hope you guys enjoyed this, and we'll
it's
catch you guys
been fun, and take care. We'll
Thank you for
catch you
tuning
guys
in.
later.
See ya.